Well, hey, you guys. So listen, I'm typically the one that is trying to get you to save money, right? And we all have to buy things in life. And so usually I'm like, oh, here's a great dupe on Amazon so you can save some money. But the truth is sometimes getting a better quality item is going to help you out in the long run. Now, if you choose to buy something cheap and it's on the wrong item, you end up actually spending more money because you're going to have to repair it or replace it. So today I came up with a list of items that you'll regret buying cheap. And these are all products that I have splurged on, again, to get better quality, and I don't regret it. And stick around because later I'll share one high quality product that I use every day, and it's actually free. And make sure you guys to subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode in the future. All right, first and foremost, I'm gonna go with the Stanley Cup. Yeah, listen, I know, it is a fad. It's kind of died down a little bit, and George Camel and I were talking about this on Smart Money Happy Hour because he thinks it's just crazy. But here's the truth, for real. These Stanleys, they have quality unlike most water bottles out there because when you actually fill it up and you have ice in it, it will last. I mean, for me, you guys, it can last up to 24, 48 hours. Like, it's crazy, the quality of it versus we bought some other ones for our kids for school and it melts like that. So I don't know. I am pro Stanley. I really am. It fits in your cup holder. It has a handle and it actually keeps everything cold and chilled. So that's one thing that I bought and I'm proud of it. I'm great with it. All right, another one. This might sound silly, but it is true, is good tweezers. Okay, you can buy really cheap ones for like $2. But if you buy really nice ones, okay, they're amazing. They really are. I have cheap ones and I have really nice ones. And I've learned in my life, I'm gonna buy nice tweezers. Because even with my kids, like if they have even a splinter, like even small things that you use tweezers for, that it is par none. Like they are so much better than the big, thicker ones that just, they don't work. They don't work as well. So buy nice tweezers. All right, next, my mother will be so proud that I'm saying this, but good skincare and clean sunscreen. So the things that we put on our skin, I think is very important. And I'm not crazy about this. I'm not like checking every single ingredient on every single thing, okay? But I do know if you have good quality skincare and good quality sunscreen, it is better for you in the long run. And again, it is an investment. Like you can get the cheap stuff. And when you buy the more expensive, even I'm like, oh, it kind of hurts. Like it's not fun. But I know that it's so much better. It is. And so again, skincare, sunscreen, go better with quality. Brands that I personally love, I love Supergoop. That's the one that I use on my face. Blue Lizard I use for my kids. Even Kula we'll use as well. So again, just finding more of those clean sunscreens, so key. And for my face, my moisturizer that I use is called Corrective Control. And I love it. All right, another one is suitcases and travel gear. So some suitcases, depending on, what you're buying, they can be overpriced and there can be things that are like things that you just don't need and you end up spending way more on it. But a good quality suitcase is so, so worth it. And again, it doesn't have to cost you a ton, but just, I have a cheaper one, like a rolling suitcase. And then we have two like kind of nicer ones. And again, when I say nice, it's more that like mid-grade level. It's not crazy expensive, but it's not the cheapest thing that you can get. And the wheels on it, like over time, like it is getting banged around. I mean, it is being thrown around basically when we travel. And the wheels on the cheap one, they're not working anymore. And I've had that one for maybe 5 years, and the other ones I've had for longer, and they have held up. So get a good suitcase. Again, you don't have to get the top of the line, but go ahead and spend some extra money and don't get the cheap one. Go for some nice ones. All right, next is car maintenance. So anything around cars, whether it's tires, car washes, windshield wipers, like these kind of things is worth a little bit more of the splurge and go ahead and get better quality of these things because in the long run, you're not gonna have to replace them as often. And so I do find with, especially tires specifically, like getting good tires, we will pay for them because I'm like, yep. Now, if you're in a season where you're like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to do that, totally understandable because this is more of a price point, a higher price point item. But I think that's good. And then even things like windshield wipers, like go ahead and buy the nicer version of them because they actually work. It drives me nuts when I'm driving and I have cheap ones because I used to, and it just like does nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, Rachel, spend a little bit more money and get some nice windshield wipers. All right, next, think about bathroom appliances, okay? So think about like a good hair dryer. Ugh, it is so worth it, ladies. Get a good hair dryer. I've had mine. I think it's going on 8 years now, and it's powerful, it's quiet, and it's efficient. And I'm like, all day, I will spend money to get my hair dried faster and more effectively. Because even when I travel to hotels, you get the cheaper ones and it's like loud and it just does not, I'm like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work as well. So invest in a good hair dryer. And then for me, I have an electric toothbrush that I've had since I've been married. We literally bought it like with Bed Bath & Beyond gift cards we got for our wedding 15 years ago. And it's amazing. And I'm trying to remember, I think it's like Oral-B or whatever. Now, of course, I change out the little head of the toothbrush. I've changed that in 15 years, don't worry. But the fact that the thing is still fully running and charging and working, it's awesome. So again, go ahead and like get the name brand, because the quality of those things, it's gonna help with your life overall. Okay, another one to think about is childcare. So you don't want to skimp on childcare, even though this is a whole discussion and we could have a whole episode around this because it is a massive expense, very expensive. But as a mom, the last thing you want to do is be nervous about the environment you're dropping your kids off at, right? So looking and vetting, and again, you may be paying more, which gets into the whole conversation about how expensive it is. I get it. But for me, good quality childcare has been really, really important. All right, another essential part of our lives is healthcare, not just childcare, but healthcare. So I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. When you go against what society thinks is just, quote, normal, like avoiding debt, for example, it may seem weird at first, and that is totally okay, because we want you to be weird if that means that you're doing things intentionally, including how you spend your healthcare dollars. And one way to be intentional is with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM isn't health insurance. They're a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families like yours take care of healthcare costs without sacrificing their freedom. Programs start as low as $98 a month. So find out more and join at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budgets. All right, another thing that I do not skimp on. Be ready for this. Paper towels. Give me Bounty all day. A good paper towel is worth it. I've gone cheaper before, and I'm telling you, it just doesn't work as well. And you end up using more paper towels. You really do. But a nice paper towel all day. And I know it's a waste of money, Rachel. You should use dish rags and all that. I get it. I hear ya. But a good paper towel is worth it. And then kind of on that same note as well, garbage bags. Get good quality, durable garbage bags, because we've gone cheap on this. And one little hole, just the whole thing just rips open and it's a disaster. So good trash bags, it's the way to go. All right, last but not least, good tennis shoes. Okay. All day, you guys. I am big on this, especially if you are a runner, which is not me, but I am a walker these days. I'm getting my steps in, and having good tennis shoes. And if you're working out or just around, invest in a good pair of tennis shoes, whether it's On Cloud or Adidas or whatever. Have one good pair of tennis shoes that you have in life, because for me, we don't need blisters. We don't need bad support on our arches. I sound like a 40-year-old, but that's basically what I am now. So good shoes, good tennis shoes, definitely worth the quality. Okay, one thing that feels like a high quality splurge, but is actually free, is EveryDollar. So EveryDollar is the best budgeting app, and you can download it for free and actually create your budget. But if you wanted to, spice it up a little bit, you can do the premium version where it connects to your bank account and has so many more features on that end of it. But again, there is a free version, and do this, you guys. Be budgeting, so that way when you buy the things like we just talked about on this list, you can budget for it and you can enjoy your money, because a budget is permission to spend. So click the link in the description or in the show notes to get started, because it just takes a few minutes. And remember, you guys, all of this is about balance. There are going to be things in life that we will find dupes for, and we will love them to the day we die. And then there are going to be some things that you spend a little bit more money on to get the quality, which is really important too. So again, there are purchases out there. Again, the ones that I just talked about, that I just listed, you can check them out. But for me personally, those are the things that is worth spending that money on. Now, if you want 9 more purchases that I fully stand behind, make sure to check out my episode on 9 one-time purchases that could save you hundreds. And you can check that out next, or if you're listening on podcast, make sure to click the link below. All right, you guys, share this episode with a friend who values quality over quantity. And remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.